Hi, everybody. This is Angelica. I am really happy right now. And the reason I'm so happy is because I had a treatment done yesterday that was so magnificent that I just can't even describe. And what I want to do with this video is tell you a little bit about it and, give you some of my experiences with it. And what I'll do is I'll put a YouTube video underneath here that shows the practitioner that did the work on me doing work on someone else. Now, just to let you know, this could freak a few of you out. I'm not sure like where you're at with expressing your emotional pain. So it's not something that everyone can do. You have to be willing to step into these painful, traumatic things that have been placed within your body, within your etheric body and within your physical body, and you have to be willing to be brave and courageous and move into those things. Not jump over them and just pretend like they don't exist and do something else to preoccupy your time. So first of all, let me just tell you this treatment's called Amanae, and it's spelled Amanae. Okay, and so it is I would say it's like a mixture between like acupressure, but with a harder kind of, it's not a light touch. It's definitely not, light touch, even though that does work really well. I know acupressure. And it's just completely emotionally healing. I don't know if it's kind of like acupressure, but with harder pressure. So when I saw first of all, let me tell you how I found this. It was a meetup. There was a meetup for a workshop, which now I'm going to be going to the workshop after the treatment. And what happened was I saw the workshop and it kept coming up, but it was on a particular evening that I wasn't able to attend because, other things that I had with my kids and stuff like that. So what happened is it kept coming up in my email, and I don't know why. It just kept coming, and I saw the video and I was really intrigued. I'm like, this is so awesome. And then a light bulb went off in my mind a few weeks ago when I really started having some real struggles and, struggles with, my all of a sudden my son just started doing poorly in school and he never had before. So it's like, what the heck is going on? And it was just like, boom, there's all of a sudden all this stuff coming up. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll call her and see if she does like, individual treatments. And so I called her and she did. And I was so happy because I was like, yeah, I even told her, because this was my subconscious mind. I was like, I don't really know if I need this, but, because I could see from the video that I'm going to put below this video that I've done so much work on myself. Okay. I've done a lot of work, a lot of things. I've had a lot of treatments done, energy healing, massage, working on myself consistently. I came into my body in like 2008. Remember when I had that experience? So I think out of fear, I was like, I don't really know if I need this or not, but something's telling me that I need to come to this treatment. And she's like, okay, just to let you know, this treatment's not for everybody. Some people really don't like it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm pretty familiar with, some of the more alternative methods of healing, so I'd like to try it. So she said, okay. So anyway, I went yesterday, and even like the week before, I started feeling like unraveling, or I just felt like I had to be in this like protective cocoon. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Whenever you get like a big healing, or you go to like a really important seminar, right before that happens, your mind and your body starts to unravel. So you know, obviously, if you're not in the place to get this particular treatment done, you may be in the place to go and get Reiki done or energy healing. And so whatever your intuition guides you towards next, you go to that, and that will be the next level for you. You don't necessarily dive into something like this right off the bat, because this takes a lot of courage. So I went, and I was very, very calm yesterday morning. Like, I could barely, like, I didn't talk much in the morning at all, and I was just sitting, and I could feel myself just like calmer than I've ever been, like the calm before the storm, right? So, and after you see the other video, you'll see what I'm talking about. I didn't think that I was gonna like move into it in a similar way to the lady in the video. I just didn't think that. I was like, oh, you know, maybe if there's some things in there, they'll come up, but it's not going to be as intense. So, and this is always the logical mind going on and on. So I went, and we talked a little bit before, and she's like, now, just to let you know, we never know what to expect with this. Depending upon your ability, your willingness to move into this is what will happen, what will occur. You know, some people kind of guard themselves from this. So, you know, you might not move into it. You may not. We don't know what's going to happen. And I was like, okay, well, I'm open. I'm here. I'm ready. You know. So immediately she starts pressing on these points and to feel where I was holding my emotional pain. Oh my gosh. So the first she calms you way down, and you start breathing in through your mouth. Deep breaths, kind of like, you know, labor breaths. Like it literally felt like childbirth. It was like that intense. So then she started pressing on these points, and at first it felt like really like bad physical pain, like you know, when you have like knots in your back and you go to a massage therapist and they don't warm you up first, and you just start pressing in on the point. And it was like, ow. But because she had been talking to me and training me on how to breathe and move into it, she told me, you know, this is the hard move into this, right? So I was able to, when she was pressing in, move into it. And what felt like excruciating physical pain turned into excruciating emotional pain. And I just started screaming and crying and shaking. And she would move, and she'd just say, move into this, move deeper into this. And so the physical pain went away. Because what was beyond that, and what was even worse, was the actual emotional pain that was held in my body that I had not expressed since childhood. Oh my gosh. So there was like a little like pan thing underneath the headrest. Literally, I could have not done that for more than an hour. No. It took so much energy to move through those things, to move through, and I felt so safe with her. She's such a beautiful woman. Thank God I live like 15 minutes from her. I moved through it all. I did it all. And then I opened my eyes and I looked down at this like bucket thing, and it was like there was water, like this much water in it from my tears. That's how much I had cried. And then she's like, okay, you know, oh, then at the end, in the beginning, she put her hands on my back, and she says, how do my hands feel to you? And I said, well, one of them's really heavy and cold. Or no, really just really heavy and warm. It was heavy and warm. And then the upper one, because she had one on my lower back, my upper back. And I said, then the upper one, I can't really feel at all. It's like really, really light. Like I can barely feel it. But the bottom one's really heavy. And she's like, okay. And then at the end, after the whole thing was done, she put her hands back on my back. She says, how do my hands feel now? And I said, they feel soft and gentle and nurturing and warm and loving. And she said, that's you. She said, that's who you are underneath all that pain. And I'm like, Oh, and that's another thing. Some of the tears turned into like laughter. It was like crazy. So you have to be willing to really go deep to be able to experience this kind of thing. Anyway, and then when I went to get up off the table, I literally couldn't like get up. Like I've had deep tissue massage, Reiki, energy healing, you name it, I've had the treatment done. And I have never witnessed anything so fast, so quick, and moving you through stuff than this session. So I signed up for a workshop, and I'm going to a workshop on December 6th with a whole group of people. And yay, group! I like being in a group of people. Anyway, so at the end too, she's like, okay, come. When we were sitting again and everything was, I was up and I felt so much lighter. I felt so happy. And then she said, okay, go into your heart, close your eyes, go into your heart. She said, there's a doorway in your heart. And she said, you know, where are you standing? I said, I'm standing, I'm looking in the doorway. And she said, well, who's the little girl? Who, or not the little girl, but that's what I saw. Okay. She says, how old are you when you're looking through the door of your heart? And she's like, well, first of all, you're looking through the door into your heart. So obviously you're not in your heart. And I was like, okay. And then she's like, she says most people aren't. She's only experienced one other that was in their heart. So I was looking in my heart and she said, okay, pretend like you're in your heart and you're looking at the girl there. How old is she? And I said, she's about 14. And then she said to go deeper into like what she was feeling and stuff like this. And basically what it was feeling is that I was so happy and wanted happiness for the whole world, but I felt like I had to stop being happy myself in order to take this job on for everybody else. And when I came out of that whole meditation with her, she says, isn't it interesting that you see yourself as a 14-year-old girl and your son, who's right around that age, is now bringing up all these things in your life so that he can remind you to go back to that pain and heal it from whatever was that you felt was had to change at that point. And yeah, that's pretty much when I started losing it. Was right around then, and I was like, wow, this is huge. So anyway, there was places in my back that weren't quite ready to open yet, and I'm going to be getting more of these treatments because I'm so excited. I've never seen such a wonderful technique. I feel happy again. And it was like, and it was because like when you go deeper and deeper and deeper in your awakening, it's like you always go deeper. There's always more stuff. So sometimes you get stuck and you're like, uh-oh. You try your normal things and they don't work and you're like, uh-oh. And so you have to follow your intuition in your heart and have it lead you to where you need to go. Whether that, you know, whatever that may be, you're seeking a treatment from someone or, you know, being around someone that is like energy to you, you know, has also been going through spiritual awakening. It's all about healing. So I'm just so excited that I had the privilege to do this and to meet this beautiful woman and to be on this path. And even though it gets challenging and we get stuck, we can move ourselves out of it more quickly if we have the correct tools and know what to do. Trying to think if there's anything else. After the treatment, I just felt so tired. So I was like so light, and then I like came home and I just like passed out. Then I had to pick up my kids, so I set the alarm for that, but I thought I'd wake up way before then because the treatment was in the morning, but I was just exhausted and had to fall asleep, and now I'm just like, wow. It's like it's so incredible. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something, and watch the video underneath this one so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. It might freak you out a little bit, but when you're in it, you don't think. You let go of your logical mind and you just move with the body. You let the body heal itself. You let go of the mental stuff that we're always trying to figure everything out, intellectually. So I love you guys. Have a magical day. And yay! I'm really happy. So I hope you are doing the things that you need to do to make yourself heal in whatever way. And just to know the universe will provide it for you. Even if you think that there's like no possible way, just like when I was like, oh, workshops, on this particular night, I can't go, can't go. Well, maybe there's another possibility. Maybe you can like sit with it even more, even more. Like if you're getting a calling from your heart, you just need to follow it every time. I love you guys. Bye.